Skinny Jeans.
We're the Kissing Cousins.
Mwah. Hit us up on our social media. Our YouTube is Off the Tap.
You're watching it.
Subscribe.
And then turn on those notifications. That way, you know when we post new stuff.
Every time we do something, you'll see it first. You always want everyone wants to be first to everything. You ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. Facebook, Off the Tap. Instagram, Off the Tap 2018. Our Twitter, boom, 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 Off the Tap 2. If you got a beer that you want us to review that's in our area, or you want to send it to us, or you get a cocktail video you want me, Skinny Jeans, to do something ridiculous and throw together and show you guys how to make something tasty every Friday, email us that recipe. Other than that, keep watching us, because we're great.
Not to our own horns, but we're pretty funny.
Yeah, we're pretty awesome. We wouldn't do this if we weren't.
All right, what do we have going on today?
Well, today, we got kind of a cool beer. Give the backstory of how we received this.
All right, my brother surprised his fiance with a birthday trip to New York and Jersey City.
Mm-hmm.
Both those places.
There's other ways to accrue brownie points, by the way. Like, he didn't have to making the rest of us look like assholes.
But he went to the liquor store, the local liquor store. A lot of this stuff is going to be local to the like Jersey area because that's where he was in. Mm-hmm. He didn't go to New York really because everything's like quadruple anything you're going to get anywhere else because it's New York. Hell, you got to pay to get into the city. Crazy. This is Mean Muggin from Departed Souls. And this is supposed to be a really good summer beer.
Alrighty. It's an ale, if I'm not mistaken.
Mild ale.
Mild ale.
Well, it's a mild sessions ale is what.
Okay, so given that it's a session, it's going to be low in ABV then. We know that.
4.3, so.
All right, yeah, we know that because we discuss all the time. Sessions are pretty much strictly for flavor.
Oh yeah, this can be packed full of, like, not hops either.
Yeah.
This thing, I'm actually kind of just giving you the description as we're talking here.
That's fine.
It's really rich multi-flavors, which is depleted of hops, like the hop influence. Like they're not focused on the hops at all. I can't even find anything on hops, so I don't even know what the hell's in it for that. But they focus on the malt and it being a light beer for drinking in the summer.
That's good.
And it's really light on your palate, I guess.
And it's summer.
And it's summer here in
we
this
need
cold
this
state. So,
all right, they have kind of a cool backstory. So the owners, Chris and Brian, this place was opened up in 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
if I'm mistaken, this is Chris right here.
Yep.
Well, they found an adolescent picture of him when he was pissed off at something, and that's where this whole can came from.
I like
He's
it.
always mean mugging people now.
It's definitely geared more towards the younger millennial generation with like the emoji faces, and it's got hashtags on it and stuff. So
it's a pretty sweet can.
Pretty cool.
Definitely enjoy that. And it says it's definitely not gluten free.
Yeah.
They have a lot of gluten free beers there. That's why they had to put that out.
I'll get to that right now. So the owners, Chris and Brian, these two dudes, just like you and I, with the exception, they fall just short of making out. That's how close these dudes are. they're like, they've been BFFs, hashtag BFFs forever. And they decided, you know what, screw it, let's just brew some beer. All right, so they got this whole thing going. They started doing some home brewing, blah, blah, blah. Well, Chris was diagnosed with celiac disease. Those of you who aren't familiar with celiac disease, you're allergic to gluten. So you're allergic to everything.
Yeah,
So
about every beer, too.
you have to be very careful with what you intake, otherwise, boom, anything can
I
happen.
wonder, like, when they took this, like, they put this picture on there, he was mean mugging him because he can't drink it.
Yeah. So a lot of their beers are gluten-free because the person making it has to be able to drink it. I feel like that's a big part of brewing beer, is knowing how your shit tastes.
Which, on the 4th, I actually tried a homebrew gluten-free, like, the girl couldn't have gluten and stuff, and one of the guys, or her husband or whatever, got it from one of his
He
buddies.
baby birded it, right?
Yeah.
He put the beer in his mouth. He took the gluten out and then poured it in. Unbelievable.
Exactly how it's done.
It was so cool. He sent me a video. It was unreal. Very sexy, if you're into that sort of thing.
I had it. I had a little bit of it, and actually I didn't really taste any different from any other beer.
Yeah.
Like, it was a beer. Like, I didn't expect it. Like, when you take gluten out of something, you take that sweetness out of it.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Like you're taking away my
Sugars and everything else.
Yeah.
So they have
that's glucose.
They have 5 15 barrel system. 15 fermenters. Yep. So if you know what high school we went to, we're not real great at math. So if anyone wants to convert that and figure out their max capacity for barrels a year, shoot us a DM. Slide into our DMs, babes.
But you're gonna have to do some research because there's a lot that goes into this.
There's a lot that goes into it.
You gotta know how many days they brew a year with and all that stuff.
Yeah, and we're too dumb and our time's very valuable. So here we are.
You want to beer?
What's in this thing, man?
It doesn't say. It's rich, multi flavors and stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of malts in it. You're not gonna have a very big influence on hops. Like there's probably 0 hops. I'm saying, not 0. Like you gotta have a little bit. But
yeah,
they're not focusing on that. They're focusing on that sweet lightness for the summer.
Okay.
So let's give her a whirl.
Let's give her a whirl. Now,
let's see if this is gonna make me Mean Muggin.
We haven't done a 16-ounce can in a while, and I don't remember how big these mason jars actually are.
They did fit these. Just watch how you're pouring. Oh, dude, that's dark and malty.
Yes, it is.
Holy croy.
It's thicker than I imagined, as being an ale.
Yeah, and especially it's supposed to be a lighter beer.
Yeah, if it's more of a mild. A lot of head.
Yeah, two fingers ahead. That's good. 2 fingers ahead. That's good.
See, here at Off the Tap, we are head positive. That thing is dark. Very dark. There's not a lot of light coming through there. And most ales are more like a bronze, reddish color. You can see, you can't see through them, but there's definitely a lot more light that shines through.
Dark,
very malty.
That's very malty.
I'm very curious because
I got a little bit in the can, so I'm drinking that.
When I think of a summer beer, I think of something light in color, not as heavy looking as this. Even the way it poured was heavy.
Look at that. It's like a root beer float, dude.
Yeah.
I'll put this in my feet.
Root beer's not the only way you float.
Alright, so let's give this a smell. Dude, that's very malty.
Yeah.
Very, very sweet and malt forward. No hop present at all on that aroma.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Touch my nose.
I'm going to give
snort it.
I'm going to give it a 4.
A 4?
I'm just kidding. Haven't even tried it yet, but if I'm looking, based on being a mild ale, if I'm giving it a grade before even tasting it or smelling it, dude, this doesn't look like something that's going to be easy drinking. So I'm kind of confused.
I think the mouthfeel is going to be there because it poured thin.
I'm very confused.
Oh, a little bit last drops. Gotta get them all.
Alrighty, we might as well give her the beans.
Yeah, let's try this bad boy. See if it's gonna be something for summer. That's very sweet. It's kind of light.
Very sweet.
The mouthfeel's not overbearing heavy.
I thought it was heavier than a mild ale should be.
Oh, definitely. I feel like that's because of the abundance of malt.
Very porterish.
Yeah, or maybe like the black ale we had.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a mild, I'm not seeing it. It's mild. Maybe the mild comes from the hop presence in it.
It's not as bitter as I imagined based on the color. It is easy drinking, I'll tell you that.
It is.
I don't want to say there's
a bunch though.
I don't want to say there's not a ton of flavor, but it's not like
it's not an overbearing flavor.
Yeah, nothing is
kind of it's kind of blandish, you know.
Mhm.
All right, best thing about this beer, probably the sweet can.
Yeah,
and the sweet aromas. Flavor and stuff's a little bit off, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, we haven't really had a mild ale before,
but so we've
had a few ales.
Yeah,
and I don't think that this is
like the black ale from Ben Paddle that was fire. That was a good beer. And that's kind of what I'm going off of, I guess, for this is something we've done.
This isn't my wheelhouse. I will drink them. They're not the first thing that I go to look at on the shelf. I think I'm going to give it a 5.8. I don't think that's a bad grade. I don't think it's great.
This is definitely a mediocre beer, like for somebody starting out.
Very
drinkability,
deceiving, and not what I envision an ale being.
Yeah, it's definitely deceiving. So that'll turn a beginner off.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it's an intermediate beer for drinkers
Mm.
that kind of want to dive into it more and check it out.
What are you giving it?
My score is gonna be 5.6.
5.6, 5.8. I'm Skinny Jeans. He's Tad the Tank. You guys check out our social media. If you missed our social media, watch the video again.
If
Give
you
us
miss
more
it, we're
views.
just gonna start mean mugging. Mean mugging. Mean mugging. You guys have a good one.
Keep her tuned.